Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are kicking off a reading vlog, which I already filmed, so this is coming to you in my present, but the future. The future. After the beginning of this vlog. You know what I mean. But we are kicking off a reading vlog where I spend the week doing lots of things. My brother graduated from college. What else did I do? I had a lot going on this week. I don't know if I filmed it all. I don't remember, but you'll see. You'll see what I did. I definitely filmed the graduation, but I pretty much just read whatever I wanted for this week. We find a new favorite book of the year. We also find definitely a least favorite book of the year. So keep watching to find out what those are. Yeah, that's what I got for you. Hey guys, so I wanted to update you before I got any farther in the two books that I am currently reading. So I'm currently reading Big Swiss by Jen Began and Rock, Paper, Scissors by... It's on audio. I'm actually taking advantage of my library card already and using the Libby app, okay? It's by Alice Feeney. Rock, Paper, Scissors. I'm 50% through. Oh, literally, exactly. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not a big mystery thriller reader, but I have been recently obsessed with watching, for some reason, it's just like a comfort thing. I've been watching Gabby Reads a lot because she's a comfort booktuber for me, you know, and she reads a lot of thriller and horror books, which I do not read any of at all. So it's been inspiring me to pick a few up, like my interest is piqued in a few. What? That didn't come out right. You know what I mean. I'm interested in reading quite a few now. Hopefully I like some, but so far Rock, Paper, Scissors, what do I think about it? Honestly, I think it's like a really average book and I'm kind of bored and I don't think it's particularly creepy. Basically, we're following a husband and a wife who are from London and they win a trip to live in they win a trip to like an Airbnb that was like an old church in the Scottish Highlands. And the husband has face blindness, so he can't recognize anybody's face. So he can't recognize like his wife's face and what have you. And they're having like marital problems, so they're hoping this trip can kind of like remedy their marital problems. But the vibes that I'm getting so far is potentially the church Airbnb is like haunted. Because there's like old history with the church, but like it wasn't really delved into deep enough. And then we recently in the audiobook got to hear from the perspective of a woman named Robin who is like a local in the area. She seems kind of like a recluse and she's like watching them kind of, and she seems kind of creepy, but like she also apparently knows the husband from like his childhood somehow. I don't know. It seems kind of weird, the book. And that's all I have to say about that. I hope it gets like more action-packed and exciting. That's what I'm hoping for. And I'm hoping it gets like creepy, more mysterious. So far they're just kind of like unlikable. They don't like each other. And I can't tell sometimes if I do like them and like I'm empathizing for them, but then I'm like, no, wait, I'm not. I don't know. So we'll see. I'm still gonna listen to it. And Big Swiss. So I'm also about halfway through Big Swiss. Look at my cute bookmark that my partner made for me on his 3D printer. It's a shark. It's literally a shark. A shark. Look at it. It's so cute. You just put it like here and then look, you can see the fin. This is, how do I describe this one? This is following our main character Greta, who leaves her old life, kind of moves to the East Coast, and I think she's on the East Coast. She basically becomes a transcriber for a sex therapist in this town where basically everybody goes to this one sex therapist named Ohm, and he's like a funny quack doctor kind of a thing. But basically our main character becomes kind of obsessed with interested in one of his patients that she named Big Swiss. And it's kind of about, like, she knows all about these people's lives, like different characters come into the story that like are patients of the sex therapist, and she's like, I know all about your lives, but yet we don't know each other, and you don't know I know everything about you. And it like, this book could be creepier than Rock, Paper, Scissors, but it's also not creepy. It's like a literary fiction Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And she's like living in this old house with one of her old friends. And yeah, they all have like trauma from their past and they're dealing with it and they're living their lives. And it's the type of book that I like. I'd put this probably in a similar category as, oh my gosh, My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I just recently read, recently as in January. This year. That's recent. I just recently read and I really loved it. Gave it 5 stars. So I'm really liking this so far. I love our main characters. We just like get to hear her thoughts and her opinions of all these people. And I just like being in her mind and hearing what she's thinking about people and how people, the relationship that each individual has with their own trauma. And how does she word it? And how some people like really do not act like a victim. Does that make sense? Like they do not lean into their trauma. And some people, she feels like potentially she does. I don't know how to properly word that, but there was like a scene in this book where she was comparing herself and the way that she deals with her trauma and her victimhood. She's comparing herself to Big Swiss, and she admires Big Swiss, and how she carries herself and how she deals with the trauma that she's been through. This book is also like super funny. I've laughed out loud multiple times. It's like dark, dry humor, and it is hysterical to me. Absolutely hysterical. So yeah, again, sitting here watching Gabby reads, Live, Laugh, Love, and eating. There's stuff on my counter. Ice cream. It's mint chip ice cream, and I put some peanut butter cereal in there because it sounded good. Hopefully it is good. Let's try it. I just got home from work. I'm really into that. I'm like really into that. I love ice cream with like something in it. Like, and not just chocolate chips, like something bready in it, you know, like ice cream with cake or ice cream with like a cookie, or cereal apparently works just as well. Love it. Also, so I am going on a trip tomorrow. I'm leaving the state of California and I will be going to the state of Washington to go to my brother's college graduation, which is super exciting. But that also means I will be on an airplane. I'm leaving on a jet plane. I know when I'll be back again on Monday. I'll be back on Monday. Tomorrow's Friday. So hopefully I will finish this on the plane tomorrow. But we have to pick. That means I have to pick probably like one more book. Maybe 2 if we're feeling fancy. Probably just one more book because I don't think I'll be able to read this weekend. I'll just need another book for the flight home. It's like a 2-hour flight, so it's like I definitely won't need 3 books. I always panic and think I'm gonna run out of things to read. But this is my stack of books that I am most interested in reading at the moment. So we have The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, Doppelganger by Naomi Klein, which is actually a nonfiction. I never read nonfiction, but this was on the Women's Prize for Nonfiction shortlist, and it sounds super interesting. We have The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, and That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf by Kimberly Lemming, which I just recently hauled. The Wren by Anne Enright. The Swifts by Beth Lincoln, which is a middle grade and funny story by Emily Henry, which I also just hauled, which is an adult contemporary romance. And this is a fantasy, if I didn't already say that. What am I most interested in taking with me? I'm humming and hawing, but I think I already know. I think I'm gonna take The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa because it seems like the perfect length so that maybe I'll be able to finish it. But then that also makes me nervous. Like, what if I do finish it early and I don't have anything to read? No, I think I'm just gonna take this one. I think it'll be fine. What if I don't like it though?
I bet you think that I should calm down and that I'm overthinking everything about you, and that we're good the way we are. But I don't know that much about you, what things you like and what you don't. It's not that long since I met you for the first. Ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? And will you let me down?
Hello, everybody. Let's do it with my hands. So I decided to just caress my breasts. What's up, people? I'd like to give a shout out. What's your favorite book? The one I'm reading right now.
Yours truly.
It's called Yours Truly.
I can't even see. Can you see?
I am reading a novel. It is quite good. Indubitably fantastic.
This time, you know we should work it out. You know we should work it out. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? And will you let me down? I know I'm feeling something for you.
I've seen Resident twice.
The way you look, the way you laugh, and how you move, it kinda makes me go crazy. But we should take it slow, work things out so you don't let me go. When I come real close, I don't wanna get hurt, 'cause I'm not ready to give you my heart yet. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you. Be trusted, will you take me for granted?
Hey guys, so I'm in my hotel room in Washington, and I thought I would update you on my reading because that is what this vlog is about, you know, primarily. So yeah, we just got back from my brother's graduation a couple of hours ago. It was so long. It was so long and I was starving, so we ate after and it was lovely. But yeah, reading update. I ended up bringing these 4 books with me. Can you see them? I ended up bringing these 4 books with me. And I'm glad I brought a few options because I ended up finishing Big Swiss really quickly into the flight. I think like right after we took off, I ended up finishing Big Swiss. I ended up giving this 5 stars. I really loved this. I feel like a little bit of it could be taken as being a little bit on the nose, so I totally understand if people aren't entirely impressed by it, but I really found it to be a little bit cathartic. I actually found the fact that it was pretty on the nose and obvious about what it was trying to say and what it was primarily about. I found it to be a cathartic reading experience. I think that Jen Began, who's the author, is a really solid writer, and I'm really excited to pick up more books by her in the future for whatever she comes out with. I feel like I'd probably pre-order whatever she came out with. I really liked the mixed media kind of, I'm gonna call it mixed media, the unique format, not mixed media, of it written in a transcript style, because our main character is a transcriptionist. And I really like the story. I really like the story, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say about it. I'd really recommend it if it sounds at all interesting to you. Again, it's about a woman who is transcribing sessions of a sex therapist. So she knows about all these different characters' personal lives, and she meets some of them in the town that she's in, and they don't know who she is, and she ends up becoming enmeshed with one of the clients, and she ends up having a relationship with her. So it's about that life, it's about past trauma, and it's about how people deal with their past trauma, and it's about therapy and all that stuff. So if you liked my year of rest and relaxation, and books kind of along that realm, I feel like you'd really like Big Swiss. If you like Melissa Broder, she's probably a great one to pick up. This is probably a great one to pick up too. So yeah, I also brought The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa. The air conditioning's coming on. Like I mentioned, I got about halfway into this, and I'm liking it so far. I'm not loving it. So it's about the housekeeper to a mathematics professor who is older, and a long time ago he basically got in an accident, so he only has 80 minutes of memory before it resets. So it's them, their relationship with each other, and the housekeeper's son, who's called Root in this story. It is the son's relationship with the professor as well. So it's slow, quiet, meandering. It feels a little bit painful underneath the surface of things. And I like it so far. It feels like a 3-star thus far. And yes, I don't care about math at all. A lot of people with this book were like, no, even if you don't care about math, you're still really gonna love it. It's gonna be beautiful. Which it is. I'm like, there's so much in this book about appreciating numbers and like how numbers are so unique and what have you. I don't know. I still think it's a 3-star for me. So that's my reading update, but I thought I'd mention that I did bring these with me as well, just in case I finished The Housekeeper and the Professor and Big Swiss, which I'll definitely finish this tomorrow, like maybe even before we get on our flight to go home. So I'm glad I brought these. I brought Fat City by Leonard Gardner, which is about boxing in Los Angeles. Kind of, vaguely, I don't know, I haven't read it. And I also brought And Then She Fell by Alicia Elliott, which I started. It was longlisted for the Women's Prize this year. I got about 40 pages into it, and I was liking it so far. I was just burnt out on the types of books that I was reading, so I put it down. But this is pretty much a postpartum depression type story, mixed with indigenous culture, and it kind of has a little bit of like light horror elements from what I know. Kind of like the vibe so far, but I think it's gonna like go more into that further on into the story. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's my update. Hey guys, back from the airport. Come here, Watson. See, it's Watson. At my mom's house before I drive home. But since I finished Big Swiss on my trip, it made me want to pick up a couple of other books from here. Also, in my last wrap-up, a couple of you recommended I pick up Lapvona and Eileen by Otessa Moshfegh because I really liked my year of rest and relaxation. I actually already have Lapvona here, so we're going to take this home with us. I'm excited about it. I also finished The Housekeeper and the Professor on the airplane, and this was a super quiet book. I could see how it's touched a lot of people. However, I don't feel like it's a favorite of all time for me by any means. I ended up giving it 3 stars, and I need to think about it a little bit more before I give you more of my thoughts. But yes.
You feel so far away, though you're close. Where's your mind at? I wanna know. A penny for your thoughts. I wanna know what's inside that heart of yours. Ooh, I feel paper thin. Ooh.
Hey guys, so I just got back from the gym, so I'm all sweaty. Sorry, but I did finish. Let me push you back here. I did finish Rock, Paper, Scissors. And again, I forget the name of the author. I think it was Alice Feeney. Let me look that up. But I ended up giving it 3 stars, okay? And while I was reading it, I'm shocked that I gave it 3 stars. But while I was reading it, I was like, do I even want to keep reading this? Again, I was listening to it on audiobook. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue. I was just kind of like, whatever, I'm just listening to it. So no big deal. I don't know. It's about this husband and this wife in this, like on this vacation, on this trip in this cottage in Scotland. Alternating chapters of flashback stories of this guy's wife writing him letters on their anniversary, kind of like about their life and the year that they had and what have you. And it's about this marriage falling apart and they're trying to put it back together. I was bored, okay? I was pretty bored up until about 80% through. All right. I was not expecting the plot twist. I was not expecting the plot twist at all. It literally shook me. I was driving my car. Yeah, Alice Feeney. I was driving while I was listening to it. And I went, what? What? Did I hear that right? And so I backed it up and I slowed down the narration because I was listening to it at 2 times speed. And I put it back down to 1.5 and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting it. It took me off guard. I will say, it was pretty boring up until that point. I'm not gonna lie. I was super bored up until that point. So I don't really know what that says. I didn't even think it was creepy. I didn't think it was creepy, scary, thrilling at all. Still, even I don't think it was a particularly thrilling book. I just think, whoa, that was a plot twist. But I wasn't scared. It wasn't scary, and I'm a scaredy cat, and I just like, it wasn't creepy. It wasn't scary at all. I think the whole point, the overall theme of scariness for the book and what makes it, I guess, is it a thriller? I don't know. You never know the people that are around you. You can never fully know the people in your lives and who they are and their pasts and what they think and what they do and what they feel. And everyone keeps secrets to a degree, and these people were really keeping some secrets, you know? So that is kind of like a scary thing when you think about it. Like, you choose to share your life with someone, but you don't really know them, and you can never really fully know anybody. And I say that all the time. I can never fully know my mother. I'm really close with my mom, you know? So yeah, that's a sad, it's mostly a sad concept to me, but I guess it could be scary depending on the way that you look at it. What else do I want to say about the plot twist? I guess I should say totally team lady. I can't say anything else without spoiling the book. But this really is a good for her book, in my opinion. And then there was like some other private investigator that had a perspective at the end. That threw me for a loop again. It didn't really like throw me for a loop because the whole point of the book was kind of leading up to the whole point of why the private investigator got a perspective at the end anyway. But again, you can never really know anybody. You can never fully, everyone's an unreliable narrator in their own way, you know? So, but I was still team good for her. So I don't know what that says about me, but honestly, good for her. I was supportive, even though it was kind of like, I was supportive of it. But I did get book mail. I pre-ordered this book, so I am using my library, but I have pre-ordered a couple of books for this year, so I'll be getting those. I think there's like 5 for the rest, there's 4 for the rest of this year, so those will be coming in when they come in, various months. But I got The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields, and this is a beautiful paperback. This is another cozy romantasy, from what I understand, about, let me read you the back. Marigold Claude has always preferred the company of meadow spirits to the suitors who've tried to woo her. So when her grandmother whisks her away to the tiny isle of Innisfree with an offer to train her as the next honey witch, she accepts immediately. But her newfound magic and independence come with a price. No one can fall in love with a honey witch. Then Lottie Burke, a notoriously grumpy skeptic, shows up on her doorstep, and Marigold can't resist the challenge to prove to her that magic is real, even at the risk of losing her home and her heart. So again, just really in the mood for cozy fantasies. So excited to get into that. And look at the spine. The spine is pretty. I like all the colors on this. So yeah, we will get to that when we get to that. Maybe I'll start that today. Although I did start Doppelganger by Naomi Klein yesterday. I got about 40 pages into it, and this is definitely not something I'm planning on finishing in this vlog because it's nonfiction. I don't typically read nonfiction. I think it's going to be something that I slip in and out of throughout the next month or so, or a couple of months, I'm not sure. So this actually might be my next read because I'm really in the mood for it. But you know, I'm such a mood reader. We've learned this. I fly by the seat of my pants. So we'll see what happens. I think I want to watch a movie tonight because my partner is in Singapore for 10 days. So yeah, I think I'm going to watch a movie tonight with my bad self. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink a CBD drink and watch a movie. And that sounds great.
A penny for your thoughts. I wanna know what's inside the heart of you. Ooh, I feel paper thin. Ooh, when will you let me in? Do you let anyone get under your skin? You play it cool, but underneath I know you're hiding something. Do you let anyone get under your skin? I just wanna get to know you, so would you let me get to know you, boy? Would you let me get to know?
Hello everybody. It's the end of the week and I have finished kind of. Let me discuss this. I have kind of finished The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. But again, it's the end of the week, so this vlog is coming to a close. And also my time with this book is totally coming to a close as well. I got halfway through this book, Honey Witch, grudgingly. I mean, I wanted to love this book. I feel like I'm not making sense right now, but I wanted to love this book. I pre-ordered it, guys, because it sounded so whimsical, so beautiful, so magical, like everything I could ever possibly want. And I will say, so it was very creative. The world was cute. And the idea of the world was super cute, and the little magical isle that we were on and all the little magical things going on. That was very cute. I'm going to give it that. This was just like not good at all. And I really don't want to sit here and be super negative, and it is not my intention to be mean at all. Full respect to this author. Full respect to this author. She created something beautiful and magical and whimsical. It's got the right kind of like, again, it's got that cozy magical vibe. However, if I am being honest about my opinion, this is probably the worst book that I've read this year so far. It's probably my least favorite book I've read in quite a while. Again, I just feel really bad. I just feel really bad coming on here and saying that. I just don't think that the writing was great. I really, really hated the main character. I just don't think that she was well developed. I don't think that the relationships were well developed. So let me backtrack. Basically, we follow our main character, Marigold, who's like living her life, Bridgerton vibes kind of a thing. We start where she's at this party and she's 20 or 21 and she's trying to find a husband because it's time for her to find a husband. Otherwise she's going to be an old maid at 21 if she's not married. And she's just like, I just like can't see myself being married. Like, that's beneath me. How could people want to be married? I'm meant for bigger, better things in life. She's kind of like talking to this guy a little bit at this party, and she's like, this is beneath me. I'm meant for more, which, like, fair to her, but like also anyway. She goes home, and her grandmother, who she's apparently supposed to like love and have this great connection with, but like that was not on page at all. I did not feel the connection there whatsoever. Comes and is like, you're a witch. You gotta come and become this honey witch on this magical isle. And she's like, this is my dream come true. I've been like, I knew that I was meant and destined for more. So here I go. And she goes, and it's basically her grandmother for like 50 or so, maybe 75 pages. Probably like 50 pages, I don't know, teaching her how to be a honey witch and taking her along for like how to care for the bees, and people come to you for like magical spells that need help, and like she made lipstick for this one girl, and our main character was like totally making fun of this girl for wanting lipstick because she thought this guy was cute, which, like, totally fair. Like, go off. If you've got a crush on a guy, put your makeup on. Like, if that makes you feel good, absolutely go for it. And our main character was just like really rude, and she just felt like she was better than everyone. And there was also this group of young people that she meets, and this one young girl named Lottie, who, like, right when she meets her, she's all like, it's really weird. Right when she meets her, she goes, wow, I just couldn't keep my eyes off of her. She's beautiful. And then the second time we hear from her, and then again a little bit later, she's like, oh, I just can't stop thinking about that beautiful girl. Every time I see this color red, I just can't stop thinking about Lottie, or this girl that I met. And then a little bit later, she's like, she's probably mean. Like, I could tell. She's just like, why would someone keep her company? She's probably a terrible person. Yeah, she's just mean. Like, this just wasn't well written. So I had a really rough time with this book. And again, I got like halfway through, and it just felt like nothing flowed, and I did not want to pick this book up. It was putting me in the worst slump ever. But I do want to leave on a positive note. I want to close out this vlog on a positive note. I really, really loved Big Swiss, and I keep thinking about Big Swiss. I know it's definitely up there with like top 3 or 4 books that I've read so far this year. I just feel like it really resonated with me, man. I just feel like it really resonated with me. Sorry, I had to tilt the camera because it fell. I want to read. I took a picture just so you could kind of get the vibe for the book of a quote. So this quote is on page 247. That was easy. She'd start with a trauma rant in Big Swiss's first session. By that point, Greta had transcribed 68 sessions for Ohm and was beginning to think that if everyone was traumatized, maybe nobody was, including her. And then she heard Big Swiss's ranting about the trauma people and comparing them to Trump people and chastising them for using their trauma as an alibi for whatever. And Greta felt like Big Swiss was speaking directly to her because Greta had been quietly crutching around on her own shitty history for over 30 years. And maybe it was time to put down the crutches. Maybe Big Swiss had something to teach her about living, about taking responsibility, about eradicating self-pity, and perhaps replacing it with something productive. Yeah, just so you can kind of get a vibe for what the book is and what I was talking about. But this book was also so funny. I was just like laughing to myself while reading it. It's super dry, a little bit sarcastic, and I just really, really like this. So I'm really, really glad I found this in this video. And isn't that crazy? I found a favorite book of the year and definitely a least favorite book of the year. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you had a great week. And I hope it's sunny where you are, man, because in Southern California, it has not been very sunny. And I'm a little bit upset about it. But anyway, okay, bye.